Let's talk about one of my favorite topics, conflict. And I know that makes me sound weird, but truly, this is one of my favorite things to talk about because conflict is inevitable. You want conflict in a team. You want conflict in a relationship. You don't want someone who's just going to constantly kowtow to you and just do whatever it is that they think that you want to hear, right? However, what tends to happen is that we don't know how to handle conflict properly. Conflict in and of itself isn't the problem. The way that we handle conflict, that's the problem. So let's think about how we typically handle conflict, right? Typically, we're one of these three people. We're either someone who's going to completely avoid the conflict. We're not going to say anything, do anything. We're just going to let that resentment just build. That's person number one. Person number two comes in hot. They make conflict personal. They're defensive. They are ready to fight about it. That's person number two. Person number three, they do this weird little like dance around the issue type thing. They may be passive aggressive. They may like subtly try to get what they want out of the other person. No one really knows what it is that they want. Typically, that's one of the three different types of people that I see show up in conflict. So enter my favorite book from 2024. I've said this more than one time, more than 10 times probably at this point. Jerry Colonna's Reboot book. It completely reshaped the way that I think about a lot in my life and in my business. In reading that book, I went on a deep dive through other articles and things and podcasts and stuff that he's been a part of. And there's this framework that he has for conflict management that I really like. And I think at first you're going to feel like it's going to feel a little too fuzzy, a little too soft, but I'm going to ask you to really hear it out and put it on for size. He calls it the OFNR model. I think he maybe even makes it sound on for or something like that. But OFNR is the way that I've remembered it up until this point. It's observation, feeling, need, and request. And it allows us to go from high stakes, intense conflict to a direct request for needs being met. So what I jotted down here to look at is the way that he defined this. Observation, here's an example that may show up. Example might be, listen, the last 3 deadlines that I've given you, they've all been missed. That's an observation. It's very straightforward. There's no dancing around it. There's no you're an idiot because. It's just stating the obvious. Then we're going to give the feeling. This makes me feel frustrated and worried because it puts a lot of extra stress on the rest of the team. I don't know if I can trust that it's going to get done. There's the feeling. The need is then explicitly stated. I need reliability and clear expectations so we can all stay on track. And then the request, can we put in a check-in system in place so that we can make sure that we're on top of things? So this is coming with a specific, here's what's happening, here's what's causing me to feel, this is what needs to happen, can we do this instead? Process. It makes things very simple, it's very easy to follow, and it takes all the emotion, all the frustration, all the dancing around, all the passive aggressiveness completely out of the equation so we can get back to what it is that we need to be doing, which is helping the business grow. So think through the last piece of conflict that you had with a co-op agent, your administrative partner, an agent on your team, your spouse, and think through the way that you handled it versus what it might sound like if you were to implement the ONFR model in your next conflict.